Hi, Dr. Dina Churchill, innovator of health. And if you're seeing me on Facebook now, you'll know I'm not on Zoom. This is our moon meditation in Libra, and it's February the 12th, 2020. We have had a wonderful run. We've had 5 meditations, moon meditations, and this was supposed to be the first one on Zoom, but I was having some difficulties. So I hope that you find me back here on Facebook Live. If someone could, that might be seeing it, could post in our event that I'm on live here, and we'll give people a chance to kind of come over from that Zoom link. But today we'd like to have 2 intentions for our moon meditation in Libra. The first is raising our vibration, and that's been an intention for us previously as well. But when we're vibrating at a vibration of love and gratitude and joy, we're influencers. We're manifesting our destiny. When we're ruled by fear and guilt and resentment, we're vibrating at a lower frequency. And in those lower frequencies, we're more easily manipulated and pulled with our emotions. And we also want to do that to others. So a book that I'll suggest is Power versus Force by David Hawkins. And he talks about how they have calibrated different levels of human consciousness. And I will be reading from this a little later on in our meditation from David's book. But the second intention is also to jumpstart our heart chakra. Paddles, power, clear. The heart is a powerful organ. It has 100 times the electrical potential of your brain, and it has 5,000 times the magnetic potential of your brain. So it's just magnificent. So we'll be looking at an experiment and talking about the science of this neural network around your heart. So in the constellation of Libra, Libra is ruled by Venus. So she's all about love and beauty and arts and culture. She's also representing the scales of balance. So in relationships, she wants to balance justice. So this would be a great time to beautify yourself, to beautify your home, and to make peace in your relationships. It corresponds to the heart chakra, which again it vibrates to musical note F, is emerald green, and represents the organs in that area. So your heart, your lungs, your arms, and your hands. It's also, when it's congested or blocked, you might be having problems with your heart, your physical heart, like heart blockage or blood pressure issues, or you may be having congestion in your lungs, like I am right now. So it's been quite a journey. Each time I do a different meditation, it seems like the symptoms in my body kind of correspond. So when we did the meditation for the third eye, I had a slight headache. When we did the meditation for the throat, I had laryngitis. And now we're doing a meditation for the heart and lungs, and I'm feeling that congestion. So I really think that the moon has given me the physical symptoms as well, so I can be more mindful perhaps in my delivery. But so when it's unbalanced, you can have that stagnation of energy. Anahata is the Sanskrit name for heart, and it's the 4th chakra. So there's 7 chakras at the front part of your body. The middle one there, the green one, is the heart. So there's 3 below, 3 chakras, your solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra. And then there's 3 above, so your throat, your third eye, and the crown chakra. So the heart chakra has the job of integrating those 3 higher spiritual centers with the 3 grounding centers. So it's the bridge, really, between the heavens and the earth. So this is a powerful meditation. Mentally, if that heart chakra is blocked, what might you see? You may be feeling unworthy. Not being able to trust yourself, so you're not trusting people around you. Maybe in a codependent relationship, or find yourself manipulating others and manipulating behaviors. Anahata represents unhurt, unstruck, unbeaten in your unconditional love and grace. John DeMartini had a mantra that he used to use, and it was, whatever I've done or not done, I'm worthy of love. And I thought, that's a little strange, to be worthy of love. Why would anyone attach love and worth? But what I didn't realize is that there's many in the world that are feeling unworthy, that they're not attached to their heart. So to go from feeling unworthy to knowing that you're loved is quite a jump. So I've changed my mind about that now. I think that's a great mantra for those who haven't attached to their heart. And there's so many in the world. A lot of our world leaders are working below the belt in the chakras of survival, sex, money, and personal power. And they're not connected to their heart. How do I know that? Because when you're connected to your heart, you're able to have empathy for others. You have empathy for our planet, for the water, for the trees. You have empathy for our pets, for our animals. So those elite, we'll call them elite, unilluminated, aren't showing empathy when they're spraying chemicals into the air, when they're injecting chemicals into our food and into our babies. So that's how I know they're not connected to their heart. But if you stay tuned, we'll look at an experiment and we'll do an exercise that will help them, that will help us attach to our magnetic heart of the universe. So don't go away. Stay tuned. The mudra we're going to, so I'll tell you about Greg Braden's experiment first. So Greg Braden is an amazing man, written many books. Divine Matrix is one that I really quite liked. And I'm going to post a link to a YouTube video, an interview that he did. But he talks about, I think it was 1991, science discovered 40,000 of these sensory neurons around your heart. It's a whole neural network separate from your brain. It has a memory and it has an intelligence. And you can understand that because those who have heart replacements, right, often have the memories and emotions attached to the donor when they inherit this heart. So he talks about an experiment where they have these, it's not an experiment, they have these satellites circling the globe in the northern and southern hemispheres. And the northern hemisphere in 2001 noted a tremendous spike in the magnetic energy of Earth. So scientists went back and overlaid the data to find out exactly the time and place of that magnetic spike. And it was 15 minutes after 9/11 happened. So the emotion, the compassion, the empathy, the love outpouring from people on the planet changed the magnetic print of the whole world. I mean, it's amazing that we can have that power. Now, what keeps us back from accessing that power? It's the mourning of a world that is past, the mourning of something that's in your past. So if we can learn to live in this moment now, as Eckhart Tolle says, the power of now, and release those guilts and resentments of the past and the fears and anxieties of the future, we can access that power. So in our meditation today, I'm going to be asking you to do that. And I'd just like to tell you a story before we start. I had a client actually, who I was coaching, and she was in her 80s. She'd lost her husband after 65 years of marriage. He died. She was grief-stricken. So I said, in helping you through this, we have to sort of see the balance. Even our world is light and dark, good and bad. There's always two sides. So if you just see what you missed when your husband died, you'll be missing sort of some of the benefits, and that'll keep you in your grief. So I said, what do you miss most about him? And she said, I miss his friendship. And I said, so let's look at love doesn't die, it just rotates. Right? It just recycles into other people and things. Where did the friends show up when your husband passed? And she said, well, my bridge group. And I said, so did all those bridge ladies represent your husband? And she said, no. And I said, well, who else? Who else represented kind of that friendship, that trust? And she said, my minister. He comes every week now to visit me. So I said, does that, those friends in your bridge club, and does that minister sort of equal the weight of your husband's friendship? And she said, absolutely. So we kind of went through, and this is what I'll be doing in the meditation with you later, but we went through and looked at all the parts that she's still mourning from that old existence, and looked at how it really has served her in her life. And then she can let go of that. So after the session, she took my hands and she kissed my hands and she said, thank you, I really appreciate, what you've done with me. And I got a little choked up, and she left, but then she came back and she said, and the other thing that's changed that I really love, I got to take down that old army picture that was in the living room. She said, I've been wanting to take that down for 40 years. So I started to cry because I just realized that in that moment, she had the courage to kind of go into her heart and look for the other side. So in this meditation today, I'm going to be asking you to do the same. And I hope you have the courage to kind of stay with me, and we'll work through it. The mudra we're going to be using today is called the Gyan mudra, or Shin mudra, sometimes called if the hand is face down. And there's all sorts of reasons for this. Some people feel the index finger represents our I self, or individual self, pointing to you and me. And then the thumb is the digit of opposition. So the thumb actually represents our evolution of humanity, right? Different from animals because we have an opposing digit. So if we put that I self together with the evolution of humanity, we have the whole universe. And these three fingers can represent what the Gyan represents: consciousness, wisdom, and knowledge. Or some people may say mind, body, and spirit. Or it could be, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Or in this case, it could be the three chakras, which is the throat and the third eye and the crown chakra, and the three lower ones, which are going to be the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra, and how the heart really connects them. So we're going to be using that mudra when we start our meditation. We're also going to do some pranayama breathing. And the breathing, pranayama is a word for breath in yoga. It's one of the 8 limbs of yoga. The nadi shodhana. And we're going to be using our peace fingers. I want you to try this with me. So wherever you are, if you have a table, you can rest your arm on the table. If not, you can hold it in your hand. And I want you to put your 2 fingers on the inside part of your eyebrow there. You're going to use your thumb to close off your right nostril and your ring finger to close off your left nostril. So it doesn't look really that pretty, but it's important to close off the nostril and breathe because it helps coordinate your brain. And we know Libra, right, is scales, it's about balance. So we're going to be using this to help balance our brain so we can come into our heart. So it's a powerful pranayama. Nadi is just energy channels. Shodhana is, again, alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to first block your right nostril, just to allow weight. You can cover, if you want, maybe I should do it this way so you can see. So you're going to cover your right nostril with your right thumb. Then you're going to breathe in through your left. Close your left, breathe out through your right. Breathe in through your right. Close your right, breathe out through your left. Breathe in through your left. Close your left, breathe out through your right. One more cycle. In, out through the left, and relax. So you'll feel already a difference as your brain is balanced with that kind of breathing. Now we're just going to take a few deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And when you're doing your meditation, if you can breathe in for the same count as you breathe out, that's called samavriti. Again, sameness or balancing, because we're in a Libra moon. So if you can breathe in for a count of 4 or 5. Hold for just a few seconds, and then breathe out for 5. That again helps balance your energy, and we're going to be using that same breath as we get into our meditation. The oils I'm going to be using today, rose, and I have it in a tincture that I'm just going to spray. But if you have it, you can drop it into your left hand. I'm also going to use frankincense. So rose to me represents those higher spiritual chakras. And the frankincense, the earth, the lower chakras. So you can just put some underneath your ears. Rub your hands together. And I want you to hold your heart. So put your right hand on your heart and your left hand on top. Feel your heartbeat. And hold your heart with the same loving tenderness as you would a baby or a butterfly. You can feel it beating. So we're going to hold that heart space as we go in a little deeper into understanding the workings of our heart wisdom. So what I want you to do now is some isolations for your heart. So I want you to lift with your inhale, expanding your chest. As you exhale, collapse your chest. We're going to inhale again. Lift your chest to the sky. Exhale. Great. Roll your shoulders. And I'm going to get you to twist. So your left hand onto your right leg and just twist around to the back, stretching through your upper back. Same on the other side. We're just opening our heart chakra, squeezing our shoulder blades together, lifting your heart, and then letting it collapse. Take a few deep breaths again. And I'm going to move out of the way in a moment, and I would just like you to listen to my words as we go through. Before we get started, I want you to bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. This is mudra is a hand signal, a sign, just like the Gyan mudra that we're going to do a little later, but we'll bring our hands into Anjali Mudra. This represents a divine offering because it represents both sides, two sides of our brain, right and left, night and day, feminine, masculine, good and bad, pain and pleasure. We're going to bring them into our heart, and our thumbs touch our heart. That connection's important. I want you to close your eyes and think of 3 things you're grateful for. Now I want you to think of a time when you felt unconditional love. It could be from a child, a spouse, a parent, a sibling, a pet, a spiritual friend, or your own connection to God. Go into that moment, and when you feel your chest sort of swell or expand, have a tear of gratitude. You'll know you're in that vibration, that space that's ready to receive. So I'm going to put a candle down here that you can focus upon, and I'm going to move to the side. We're going to be breathing for about 11 minutes. Let's do 11 minutes today. And I want you to listen to my words. Continue that breath. So you're breathing in. We're going to go into our mudra. And I want you to put your left hand down. Relax it down on your lap. Your right hand is going to go up just for the first part of the meditation. And then you can bring both parts up, representing, again, a position to receive. So I'm just going to step aside, but continue your breath and keep feeling that gratitude in your heart. It's really important. Dear God, thank you for bringing us together for this courageous journey into our heart. Many of us have been holding pain there for such a long time that it is scary to think about living without that burden. Allow us in this meditation to feel your unconditional love and grace as we journey together into that which holds us back from experiencing the true love and joy and fulfillment of life. As we dissolve the guilt and sadness and grief of the past that holds us captive, we open up to our divine destiny, understanding not only are we worthy of your love, but we're a manifestation of this. No longer do we feel the need to punish ourselves, but trust in your eternal love and wisdom. Breathe in slowly. You can turn both hands up now. So your index finger and your thumb are connected. Your hands are relaxed, both facing up on your lap. And you're breathing in. Holding on the inhale as your chest lifts towards the sky. And then you're exhaling. Feeling the air collapse from your chest and your belly. Inhaling again, pulling your shoulder blades down your back slightly on your inhale and exhale. You can say these intentions quietly to yourself. Whatever I've done or not done, I'm worthy of love. I trust in the courage of my own heart, so I trust in others as an extension of a divine plan. I love. I'd like you to think of something that's causing you sadness. Allow your heart to choose that one event, the person, the one loss that you're still mourning. What is that one event that keeps you locked in the past and prevents you from that loving, powerful, universal connection to your heart? We are all birthed with the same divine spark, no greater or less than any other. Isolate that event. Feel the pain. Feel the pain of that event. Go into it now in your mind as you continue your breath, breathing in, holding on the inhale, and slowly exhaling. But pretend you're there and you're a fly on the wall at that event. Or maybe an angel because she has divine eyes to see. How would she see your loss and your pain? What benefits would she see? What gains would you have through your pains? Remember the story I had mentioned earlier about the lady who had lost her husband. And her husband's death had devastated her and liberated her at the same time. How did your heartache allow you to grow? What social, financial, physical, mental, spiritual gains or opportunities were provided to you in this perceived painful event? Breathing in through your nose, lifting your chest, heart to the ceiling, and exhale. As you breathe in again, imagine an emerald green balloon in your chest. And as you're inhaling, you're inflating that balloon. You're bringing air, expanding it out. And as you're exhaling, slowly deflating your balloon all the way into your belly. As you inhale again, your belly expands, and then it moves up into your chest as your chest expands. And exhale. Now you're imagining that balloon is an emerald green light. So as you inhale, that light brightens and extends out in all directions. And as you exhale, it still stays. You inhale again, and that light grows even more brilliant. Emerald green. Holding, and then exhaling. Now on your next inhale, you're imagining that light extending up through your throat, your third eye, into your crown chakra, and out into the universe. And as you exhale, you're imagining a same light going down into your lower three chakras, into the earth as a root. So with every inhale, you're growing a light into the sky that turns into branches. And with every exhale, your root is going deeper and deeper and deeper into the ground. So as you inhale, your chest is expanding with this beautiful emerald light, And your branches are growing and dividing up into the heavens. As you exhale, your root goes deeper and deeper into the earth and branches out into the earth so that you feel unshaken, unstruck, unhurt, unbeaten. Breathing in, expanding outwards, and exhaling and feeling grounded into the earth at the same time. You are the tree of life. The pain in your heart is the fertilizer for your tree. Inhale and exhale. These roots and branches that are growing out of your heart have roses and thorns upon them. Pruning makes the roses even more beautiful. Inhaling your green light that extends out from your heart in all directions into the branches that extend up into the heavens. And as you exhale, your root goes further into the ground. Thank you, universe, for your pruning, for pruning my branches. Thank you for the sadness, and thank you for tenderizing my heart. Thank you for breaking it open so that I can know and connect with you. Breathing in, green light extending upwards, outwards. Exhaling. I'm going to read a passage from the Power versus Force book, David Hawkins. Great teachings uplift the masses and raise the level of awareness of all humanity. To have such vision is called grace, and the gift it brings is infinite peace, described as indefinable beyond words. At this level of realization, the sense of one's existence transcends all time and individuality. There's no longer any identification with the physical body as me, and therefore its fate is of no concern. The body is seen as merely a tool of consciousness through the intervention of mind. Its prime value, that of communication. The self merges back into self. This is the level of non-duality or complete oneness. There's no localization of consciousness. Awareness is equally present everywhere. This level of divine grace, few obtain. Breathing in and breathing out. So you can slowly start wiggling your fingers and your toes. And moving your shoulders, circling your shoulders around, squeezing your shoulder blades behind, lifting your beautiful heart. And as you exhale, collapsing, allowing your chest to come inwards. Inhaling and just extending your heart outwards. You can do that little twist that we did in the beginning, where you bring your left hand to your right leg or right side of your chair and just twist slightly, wringing out your heart. And the other side, returning to the left, holding on with your right hand to your chair or your lap. And back to the center, moving your head to the right and to the left, circling your shoulders again. You're coming awake, your eyes are awake, you're looking at the screen perhaps. So I just want to thank you all for being here and taking that courageous journey into your heart, looking for the pain and finding the gifts. Again, is a courageous journey. Cor in French is heart, and age means wisdom. So it's beautiful wisdom. Our next meditation is going to be on February the 14th at 8 a.m. I'm not sure where it's going to be yet. I think I have to figure out my Zoom first. I was on Zoom and then somebody came in and anyway, I'm not sure where it's going to be, but I will do an event and I will post it. It'll be either Zoom or Facebook Live. We do have a YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, Dina Churchill, where I've posted the previous meditations and where I'll post this one. I'll also include my resources here that I've shared with you, the books and the passages that I've read. I don't know if you can hear it or not because I really didn't have time to sound check a Facebook Live, but there's music playing as well, 528 hertz, that also helps open your heart. But this meditation of just sort of connecting to your heart, just feeling your heart and taking a few deep breaths is something that you can do anytime, any day. I think that might be all that I wanted to say. I'd love to have your feedback. So if anybody that's been following along with the meditations has had any crazy symptoms like I'm having right now, I'd love to hear about it. But I do think that as energy shifts, there has to be physical symptoms. It's kind of like cleaning out your closet, right in the middle. It kind of looks a little crazy until you get things put back in. So thank you, Moon, for allowing me to kind of feel what I'm teaching. So I do have that heaviness in my chest, but my heart is big and swollen with that meditation. So again, thank you all for being here. I think that might be all that I wanted to say. Visit my YouTube channel, subscribe if you like, and you can be notified of the new uploads. And I want to wish you a wonderful evening. Envision and achieve your best. Reach for the stars, and most of all, enjoy the journey. This is Dr. Dina Churchill saying namaste and signing out. Thank you.